Man, do we have a banger for you today. The ignorance of the public on the internet. And more importantly, you as a real estate agent, how you can try to educate those consumers so they can make a better decision. The fact is, when they see things on the internet, they actually believe they're true. Today's topic is going to talk about a Facebook post. It's unbelievable to me. 1,000 comments, most generally from ignorant human beings that have no idea how real estate works, how money works, how finances work, how inflation works. They're completely lost and confused. Man, what a lesson it is. If you go to our Facebook page and you look, you'll see some bars of gold. And basically what it is, it's a guy holding 1 kilogram of gold, 1 bar of gold. And it says 10 of these would buy a house in 1929. 10 of these will buy a home in 2024. Most people don't even understand the analogy, don't even understand the purpose of that. They'll put things in there about, oh, the problem is minimum wage hasn't went up. That's why home prices are so crazy. Listen, if you are in real estate and your sole job is to help people with their dream of owning houses, you have to educate them a little bit on how the world really works. Listen, do you agree it costs money to own a house? Do you agree there's going to be repairs? There's going to be unforeseen repairs that come up as well. If you make minimum wage, you shouldn't own a house. That's the first thing to think about. That's not the goal. You're going to go bankrupt. A financial advisor would say you are crazy to take on that type of liability or potential liability of something going bad. So I want you to think about this with educating your consumers, because so many people have all of these reasons that home values are so expensive. The confused mind says no. Anytime somebody's confused about something or they don't understand, no, I'd just rather not right now, because they don't know enough, K-N-O-W. That's the reason they're saying no, because they don't know enough in order to take action. So yes, the dollar has went down, but the average minimum wage has nothing to do with housing. And why would you think that you can work first shift at McDonald's and own a house? How would that make sense? Do you know that a furnace is $12,000 these days? Do you really want to use half of your annual salary needed tomorrow because your furnace blows up and is 20 degrees below zero? Probably a bad move. Why would that be the investment that you think makes sense for you? But as an agent, my job is to make sure that I teach you, I show you what you need to do, and it's very simple. If you educate the public, if you do your job as an industry professional, if you show them how it works, they're going to feel more comfortable. You can build trust, authority, and credibility, and they're going to want to work with you. But to see how everybody has switched this post into something else other than what it cost back then, comparatively, is what it costs now. Now, if you want to do the research, go ahead, look up how much tacos were, and tell me how many tacos it took to get a house. Tell me how many equivalent of cars it took to get a house. Tell me how many equivalents of annual salary it took to get a house. It's exactly the same, but you know what the problem is? They'll turn on CNN and they'll become a victim. They're going to hear housing's outrageous and nobody can afford it. Well, how are we getting 50 offers on homes? How in 2024, how did 33% of all transactions go to all cash with no mortgage? Think about that. I thought home prices were outrageous. I thought it was nowhere near what an investor would want. How is it possible that in 2024, check it out online, 33% of all home sales, I think it was 32.6, a third of home sales sold for all cash. So there's certainly a whole lot of people that don't care what mortgage rates are. They would be fine with it being 15% because they're not using a mortgage to begin with. Which begs another question. If we're talking about paying for a house, or how many gold bars it takes, or tacos, or dollar bills, or Australian dollars, if that's what we're really talking about here, why does that have anything to do with mortgages? What do you mean you can't afford a mortgage? You can't afford a house, is what you're saying. If you're using a mortgage, it doesn't matter how much money it costs. You have to pay your mortgage with the dollars you get. Look how many people in there say, oh, well, Greg, this is a great idea, but I'm not paid in gold. Again, you're not paid in tacos either. But you can take your paycheck and go buy that shit. Does that make sense? Like, you could go buy stocks, you could go buy gold, you could, not that I recommend gold, by the way, this was just the example that came up. Again, you can go buy tacos if you want to. Nobody's saying you have to be paid in that. You're not paid in houses either. You're not paid in rent payments. You're paid dollars, and you get to decide what you want to do with that. You can go buy shitcoin if you want. If you didn't lose all of your money in Beanie Babies, the physical version, now you can lose your money in Beanie Babies, the digital version. They call that Bitcoin. So there's a lot of options that are available for you to do with your money, but I don't think that smoking cigarettes and drinking and going out partying is a really good move for your money, and then complain that you don't have any money to buy a house. Maybe you've got to get a little more financially educated. So moral of the story for you as a real estate agent, let's educate these folks on how this really works. Try and get people back around to the real topic of the posting to begin with. Frankly, if you haven't seen it, go see it and leave a comment that's educational, helpful, and on task with what the post says. Because by the way, I also wrote at the top here, you'll see on here, my comment, this was just a picture, my comment says, I checked the math on this, it's completely correct with ample cash left over. Because if you had 10 of these gold bars, it's 1.2 million today. Is there any, the average home in America is what, 456? So the average home in America, I know you might live in Connecticut, but you can get a lot more than a house and have plenty of money left over. So all the people saying, oh, but there's repairs. No shit, there's $600,000, $800,000 left over here. That this does make sense. But it was shocking to me. It was so shocking. And of course, this is the first post I've ever done. It truly went viral, where a lot of people that are not real estate agents are commenting. Most of the stuff I post is just about real estate. So, you know, we've got, I don't know, 95,000 followers that are real estate agents on Facebook. And usually those are the people that are commenting. But to see the ignorance of America, Canada, Australia, all of the people leaving it, you truly won't believe it. You'll see agents commenting in there like, this is unbelievable. I need to pop some popcorn and watch this because it's unbelievable how incompetent people are. And I've gotten a little rough with some of them, of course, as they have with me, that if you're watching me, you're going to get a little bit of entertainment there. But I definitely call them out on their BS. That's why I've got the title that I have. Hey, it's Greg Luther. And listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.